Incredible ride, and for us to make it this far, I'm proud of everybody in this locker room. So our bond is something you build when you just go to war together.
What's going to stand out as you look back on this year?
Just how much fun we had. Every practice, every game, just how much fun we had together. And I'm going to miss it.
Thank you.
Well, I know how good Duke is, and I know how classy they are and how good Mike is. And I thought there was a couple times we might falter, but, that's the way it's been all year for us. And in those huddles when we were down 30-21 and it looked like it was getting away, there was a calmness about Cassius, and McQuaid and Goins have been through it before. And, they did a better job than I did handling it. But I think we've had this constant never give up, mentally tougher than maybe physically. And, boy, it was beautiful.
The ability to get out in transition was Duke's most lethal weapon all season. But Sunday, the Blue Devils were beaten at their own game. Spartans outscored Duke 20-4 in transition. The Blue Devils' fewest transition points this season and the third most they've allowed in a game. In fact, those 20 transition points are more than Duke had allowed in their previous 3 NCAA tournament games combined.
The first game of the day was also an instant classic with SEC chants everywhere. 17 seconds to go, tied at 60. The block from McLemore. Auburn's got it with a chance to perhaps go to their first Final Four. Final seconds. Horace Spencer, last guy you want shooting it, but he's semi-wide open considering the circumstances. Brown wanted it back. We're going to overtime. Would Auburn unravel after that untimely final shot? In a word, no. Anthony McLemore around the world and in. Ready to stun the college basketball world. The steal, back the other way. Auburn is going to the Final Four for the first time in school history. It is a pinch me moment.
It's something you dream of. It's unreal. It was very, very emotional. I feel like this whole game, we really wanted to do this for Chuma and the Auburn family.
Obviously they're the Cinderellas of this tournament. And that's what makes March so special. At Auburn, we're not Cinderellas in anything. We're really, really good in all those other sports. We win championships. Been a long time since men's basketball's been good. That's what makes this so special for us.
They deserve to win the game. We got outplayed, got outcoached, and still had a chance to win the game. I thought we were going to win the game the whole way until the 1 or 2 plays in overtime. Never entered my mind that we weren't going to win the game.
That's how champions think. Check this out. This is the second time in the past 3 seasons that there will be multiple schools making their Final Four debut. Back in 2017, it was South Carolina and Gonzaga. It's been 13 seasons since we've seen a first-time winner of the NCAA tourney when Florida cut down the nets in 2006 under Billy Donovan. And that was the start of the Gators going back-to-back national titles. Back to digging a little bit more, as we will throughout the night here on SportsCenter. Jay Billis, what impressed you the most about Auburn's performance on Sunday?
Just how they kept coming and kept plugging. Auburn playing against Kentucky. Kentucky was trying to pound the ball inside and go at them in the paint, and Auburn just walled up, and they wouldn't let them have a clear lane to the basket. And they did it without Chuma Okeke, who's their best NBA prospect, their best defender, a guy who could step out and hit a 3. He's incredibly versatile and lost in the last game, and you could shrink from that. And they just refused to.
Frankly, it doesn't get any better than Cassius Winston. What did you make of his performance, the 4th and final team to get into the Final Four, the Spartans?
What a warrior Cassius Winston is, and a guy that absolutely controlled a basketball game. And he was playing against one of the best, if not the best, on-ball defenders in Trey Jones of Duke, and yet he had 20 points, 10 assists, only 1 turnover. For Tom Izzo and Michigan State to go to a Final Four after having lost Joshua Langford in the middle of the season, it really is amazing. They keep knocking on the door. They won it in 2000. They can knock the door in this year. I think it's Michigan State and Virginia, the 2 favorites.
You mentioned the prohibitive favorites as we get to Final Four weekend. Besides those 2 you think have the inside track, your first blush thoughts?
Well, Texas Tech is the best defensive team along with Virginia. Say you have Michigan State and Virginia play for the national championship. Okay. Virginia is probably the more efficient offensive and defensive team. They're very good at getting their own tempo, but the one way that Michigan State can beat them, as they have beaten them in the past, is on the glass. Okay. But they got to play, Texas Tech and Auburn respectively, and those are going to be tough games. If Auburn can turn you over and hit 3s, we could see Auburn playing for the national championship, and Texas Tech is arguably the best defensive team with a kid named Jarrett Culver who's going to be a lottery pick.
College Game Day, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, supersized edition from the Twin Cities, and we'll see Jay there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Zua.
Still to come, a big look back at a short but brilliant burst that Zion and company gave college basketball, ending 2 games too short for their liking. Look back at the fantastic freshmen and what they meant to the sport. And Duke, that's on the way, Mike.
Well, Bryce Harper already a huge hit in Philly after he hit his first home run. Phil's taking on the Braves, bottom of the third. Don't forget about Andrew McCutchen. He smoked that pitch like a swisher. Solo home run to right center. He's got 2 home runs, and the Phillies tie the game at 1-1. Let's go to the 7th inning. It's a 3-1 Philly advantage. Bryce Harper threw with the dark bat, and base in a space means peace. See you later. Back-to-back days with a home run. And check him out, celebrating with the teammates. He's got an individual handshake, Zubin, with each one of his new teammates. He's been with the team for like 2 days. Like, seriously.
It's pretty impressive.
It is impressive. But very next batter, Reese Hoskins, and whoa! Shane Carl comes up and in, catches Hoskins on the shoulder. Carl immediately ejected. Hoskins didn't like it. Braves are like, we wouldn't have done that. But that's the call. He's gone.